Most men think attraction is all about touch, money, or looks. They assume women are impressed by flashy gestures, expensive gifts, or bold physical moves. But here's the secret no one tells you. What really flips the switch isn't what you do with your hands. It's what you plant in her mind. Attraction is born in the imagination, not just in the body. One phrase said, "In the right moment with the right delivery can make her pulse quicken." Her cheeks flush and her thoughts run wild long after the conversation ends. And the most fascinating part, she won't even realize why she's thinking about you so much. That's the hidden power of suggestion. Today, I'm going to reveal 3 simple lines that, when dropped into casual conversation, can instantly shift the energy and make you unforgettable. They aren't pickup lines. They aren't cheesy compliments. They're psychological triggers that spark attraction without you ever laying a finger on her. Once you master them, you'll never be just another guy. You'll become the man Cher plays in her mind long after she walks away. Line 1. You're making it very difficult for me to behave right now. This might look simple, but it's one of the most effective lines you can use. Why? Because attraction isn't built in the bedroom. It's built in those subtle moments where desire is implied rather than spoken outright. This phrase works because it does 3 things at the same time. 1, it's unexpected. She doesn't see it coming. 2, it's suggestive. It hints at desire without being crude. 3, it transfers power. It shows that her presence alone is affecting your self-control. Imagine the scenario. She's casually telling a story about her day. Nothing extraordinary. You're engaged, listening, holding her eyes. Instead of interrupting with a joke or trying to impress her, you lower your voice just slightly. Let a smirk tug at your lips and drop the line. You're making it very difficult for me to behave right now. The effect is instant. Her brain jolts out of the ordinary rhythm. Suddenly, she's not just telling you about work. She's the reason you're holding back your impulses. And her mind starts racing. What does he mean? What would happen if he stopped behaving? Why do we suddenly feel butterflies in my stomach? You didn't touch her. You didn't say anything explicit. Yet her imagination fills in the blanks. And trust me, her imagination will always be far more erotic than anything you could have spelled out. This works because women respond more powerfully to suggestion than blunt statements. If you simply tell her, "You're sexy," it lands flat. She's heard it 100 times before. But if you tell her she's making it hard for you to behave, you're saying something much more powerful. She's the one disrupting your control, and women are addicted to that feeling, knowing they have an effect on a man who usually remains composed. But here's the key: delivery. Tone matters more than the words themselves. You need steady eye contact, a calm but playful voice, and a pause afterward. Don't explain yourself. Don't laugh nervously. Don't rush to fill the silence. Let the pause hang. Let the tension build. That silence is where the electricity lives. Think of it like this. You're not saying, "I want you right now," which can sound needy. You're saying, "Your presence is pulling something out of me that I usually keep under control." That's infinitely more powerful. There's deep psychology here. Women who appear disciplined, composed, and in control of themselves. But when she is the one who rattles that control, it makes her feel uniquely special, like she's seeing a side of you no one else gets to see. And that uniqueness is addictive. Most men chase women with compliments, approval, and validation. They position themselves beneath her, trying to win her attention. But when you say, "You're making it hard for me to behave," you're not seeking her approval. You're calmly revealing the effect she has on you, on your terms, in your frame. That quiet confidence is magnetic. The beauty of this line is that it can be used almost anywhere. At dinner, while walking side by side during a casual hangout, or even mid-laughter. It works because it breaks the ordinary flow of conversation with a spark off tension. And once that spark is lit, she can't ignore it. Next time you're with her, wait for a casual moment. She's mid-sentence telling you about something simple. You lean in slightly, hold her gaze, and let that half-smile appear, then you drop it. You're making it very difficult for me to behave right now. Watch her reaction. Watch her cheeks flush, her words stumble, her posture shift. That's the silent power of suggestion. And that's how you turn small talk into foreplay without lifting a finger. Line 2. I probably shouldn't say what I'm thinking right now. Now let's go even deeper. Some phrases tell a woman exactly what you want. But the most powerful ones, they make her wonder what you want. And wonder is far stronger than certainty. This line works because it introduces mystery. Women are addicted to curiosity. They're not wired to be turned on by directness the same way men are. Men see and want. Women imagine and feel. So when you say, I probably shouldn't say what I'm thinking right now, you're opening a loop in her mind that she has no choice but to try to close. Picture it. She's laughing, maybe leaning in close, maybe teasing you. You let a small smirk play across your lips, lock eyes with her, and almost like you're talking to yourself, you murmur, I probably shouldn't say what I'm thinking right now. Her body freezes for a split second. Her words stumble, and instantly her mind fills with questions. What's he thinking? Why is he holding back? Is it about me? She knows it's something charged. She knows it's something you're deliberately keeping to yourself. And that restraint, that's what makes it irresistible. This line blends forbidden desire with control. You're signaling that you're having thoughts, intense, probably sexual thoughts, but you're not desperate to blurt them out. You're savoring them, keeping them under wraps, and that balance between desire and control is intoxicating to a woman. If she teases you with, "What are you thinking?" you can smirk and reply, "Exactly what I shouldn't be." Or simply lean back and let her wonder. The brilliance of this phrase isn't in giving her the answer. It's in leaving her imagination wide open to create her own. Let's look more closely at why this second line works so powerfully. When you say, I probably shouldn't say what I'm thinking right now, you're doing something most men never do. You're creating suspense. Instead of throwing your desire onto the table like everyone else, you wrap it in mystery. And mystery is magnetic. It doesn't just attract her attention in the moment. It lingers. It follows her home. It makes her wonder about you long after the night is over. Compare two men. The first one says, "You're gorgeous. You're so sexy." It might make her smile, but it doesn't stick. It's predictable. She's heard it dozens of times before. The skinned man leans in with steady eyes, a slow smirk, and whispers, I probably shouldn't say what I'm thinking right now. Suddenly, she's leaning toward him, curious, almost compelled to know more. That difference is night and day. This taps into something women find irresistible: restraint. A man who blurts out everything he feels comes across as impulsive, even desperate. But a man who can hold back, who can carry desire with composure, shows strength, and strength mixed with attraction is what keeps her hooked. Here's how to use it properly. Wait until the mood is light and playful. Maybe you're laughing together. Maybe she's leaning in to share a secret. Instead of pushing the energy higher with more jokes, slow it down. Let the moment breathe. Then, almost as if it slipped out, murmur the line. I probably shouldn't say what I'm thinking right now. Then stop. Don't explain. Don't rush. Let the silence hang in the air like static. Watch what happens. She'll lean in closer. She'll press you. She might fidget with her glass or tuck her hair behind her ear, and in that silence, her mind is running wild. That's where the power is. Not in the words themselves, but in the space you leave afterward. Because here's the truth. Women aren't aroused by hearing every detail of your thoughts. They're aroused by sensing that you're holding something back. Something intense, something you're not revealing. That gape is where desire lives. And when she feels it, she'll chase it. Line 3, you have no idea what you do to me. This is the third and final phrase, and in many ways, it's the most powerful. It's not just a line, it's a confession, and it's devastating in the best possible way. Why? Because it bypasses her logic and hits her body like a current. When you say, you have no idea what you do to me, you're not complimenting her looks or her style. You're revealing the invisible impact she has on you. The way her presence alone shifts your entire state, that's intoxicating. Imagine the scene. She's telling a playful story, maybe teasing you, maybe lawing about something silly. You let her finish. You hold her gaze just a beat longer than usual, and in a lower, slower tone you murmur, "You have no idea what you do to me." The effect is immediate. Her expression flickers, curiosity, intrigue, a sudden spark of awareness. Her body leans in almost unconsciously, and her imagination, it lights up like fire. What does he mean? What am I doing to him? Why does this feel so charged all of a sudden? The beauty of this line is that you don't explain it. You don't say, "You make me so horny," or "I can't stop thinking about you." That would ruin it. Instead, you leave it unfinished, open-ended, and her mind races to complete it in ways that are far more erotic than anything you could have said out loud. This works because it blends two powerful elements, vulnerability and dominance. On one hand, you're being vulnerable by admitting she affects you. That's raw, unguarded truth. Most men hide that. On the other hand, you're still in control because you're choosing to reveal it calmly on your terms. That combination, honesty without desperation, is rare, and women can't resist it. Think about the contrast. A man who says, "I need you, I can't live without you," comes across as weak. A man who says nothing at all comes across as closed off. But a man who looks her in the eye, steady and composed, and says, "You have no idea what you do to me," hits the perfect balance. He shows impact without losing control, and that's magnetic. The tone is everything. It has to sound like a thought that slipped out by accident, soft, unfiltered, almost dangerous. Delivered right, it feels raw, and women are addicted to those glimpses of raw truth. There's also a hidden layer of dominance in this line. You're saying she's having an effect on you that's powerful, even overwhelming, but you're still holding it back. You're still in control of it. That restraint makes her crave the moment when you might not hold back anymore. And here's a secret neuroscience backs up. Women are far more aroused by anticipation than by action. Dopamine spikes in suspense, not in resolution. This line creates that suspense. It tells her, "There's something inside me you're pulling out, and if you knew, you'd want to know more." That's the hook. That's what keeps her hooked on you. Picture her reaction. She laughs nervously. She tucks her hair behind her ear. She asks, like, "What?" That's when you smirk, hold her gaze, and say nothing, or maybe whisper exactly what you're imagining. Then let the silence do the rest. Because here's the truth. Her imagination will always outpace your words, and by leaving space for her to wonder, you lodge yourself deeper into her mind than any explicit comment ever could. By the end of the night, she won't be replaying her story in her head. She'll be replaying your words. She'll be wondering, what did he mean? What effect do I really have on him? And the more she wonders, the deeper you sink into her thoughts. This is how ordinary conversations become unforgettable. This is how you turn small moments into seduction. Not with touch, not with money, not with grand gestures, but with suggestion, with restraint, with the power of words delivered in the right way. If you step back, you'll notice something. All three of these lines. You're making it hard for me to behave. I probably shouldn't say what I'm thinking right now. You have no idea what you do to me work because they tap into the same principle. They don't spell everything out. They don't beg for approval. They don't try to impress. They make her feel. They spark curiosity. They invite her imagination to fill in the blanks, and that's where desire lives. In the spaces you leave open, not in the details you dump on the table. Women don't become addicted to your touch first. They become addicted to the way you make them feel when you're not touching them at all. They crave the tension, the restraint, the unspoken pull, and when you master that, every interaction becomes magnetic. So next time you're with her, don't overthink. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Let it slip out naturally with composure and confidence. Watch how her cheeks flush, how her words falter, how her eyes lock in yours differently. That's the power of suggestion. That's how you shift from being just another guy to being the man she can't stop thinking about. If you're ready to master these hidden switches women secretly respond to, hit that subscribe button right now. And if you've ever seen a woman blush or stumble over her words because of something subtle you said, drop the word heat in the comments below. Because from this point forward, you're not just talking to women. You're turning every conversation into seduction.